Hello, hello. I hope we're live, audible, and visible. Let's send out those tweets that we are here. If you can see us, if you can hear us, let us know. Obviously, it's great to be back. It's great to have BC here with me. Hope everybody had a
great to be back.
Holidays. It was actually one of the longest Christmases and New Year's I've ever experienced.
Oh, really?
I really don't know what was going on. It feels like it's been years. Yeah, too long. Kids were off from school for way too long, in my opinion. They didn't get back till like last week, Thursday, Friday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I was trying to set something up, guys. I got myself a selfie stick, but I wanted to kind of like have it as a tripod. And I was going to use it now to set my phone here and I can just read instead of holding it in my hand. And I don't know how to work it. I'm such a boomer. So guys, if you're with us, please give us some love, send tweets out about our stream. And yeah, let's have a good one. Can't wait to see what BC has for us.
Well, you know what? I was actually just going to kind of take a look at the current situation and where we're at with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Well, mainly Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is, leads the market, and kind of get just people's sense of what they're feeling. A lot of times what happens in times like this, when we see a little bit of relief rally after so much downside, people get a little too euphoric. They foam a little bit in too much, and they always think this is the bottom. This is the new bull run. Here we go. And unfortunately, when we look at, let me pull this screen up here. Let me pull up a different chart. When we end up looking at the market on a zoomed out scale, we end up seeing what we've really done. And it's not much different than what we did 6 weeks ago, 9 weeks ago. It's actually a lot less than we did 9 weeks ago, a lot less than we did 12 weeks ago, 20 weeks ago. So I want to make sure that people understand that it's not that someone like myself is trying to be overly bearish. It's just that there are certain attributes that we look for in a bottoming of a market. There's certain formations, market structures that happen, that form. And until those market structures start to form like they have in the past, because that's all we have to really to use as our analysis is the past data, I'm not going to get that excited as some of you who are thinking that this is the reversal. Could it be the reversal? Absolutely. It would be a reversal that has formed a bottoming pattern that's never seen before, and that could easily happen. But until that happens, I cannot say this time is different because we have nothing to base it on. So, and it doesn't take away from the fact I'm playing it. If you guys are in my Discord or in my Telegram channel, I put the calls out already. I've put in the targets, the sell targets, the buy targets, the reload targets. I put all that stuff out there. So hopefully you guys have joined. You guys are listening, and I'm still making money, even though I think that we're not at the bottom yet. I'm not going to pass up the opportunity to make money on these areas. This is what we do as traders. We look for the information that we could utilize to make money on the way down and make money on the way up and make money any way we can. So we have to have a very neutral bias to the market. Things like this, guys, I've seen this before. I've been here before. I've been with you where you have before. And as a matter of fact, we had a discussion this morning. Every morning I do a call with my Discord, and I had to calm down a lot of my own members because they really get into this mindset that we have to go up, that we've been down too long. And people don't realize that we don't have to do anything. We could range in this entire year and just stay within a range because we are really in uncharted waters. And let me clarify that, guys. And well, let me repeat it. Uncharted waters with Bitcoin. And many of you are thinking like, well, no, we haven't. Yes, we have. And let me touch on something that I was talking to Income Sharks on Twitter last week. I think it was on Friday, and he posted a very good, an excellent chart comparison between 2019 and the current market. And the market structure, I think, is one of the best that I've seen that makes a case for the bottom being in. You know what? Let me see if I can. Let me go on to Twitter and I don't know if I click on his link, it'll come up on here. Oh, you posted this. Let's see here. Let me go look.
It'd be definitely interesting to see.
Income Sharks. Here we go. Yes, it's very good. And I'll also show you let me show you his first, because I thought it was excellent comparison. So I really enjoyed that. And again, guys, we are all here to help each other to make money. We're not here as like, this is not a competition. I recognize when here it is. I recognize when people put good posts, even if it goes against what I've been saying. I have no problem saying I'm wrong. And can you see it on the screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. Look at this. Look at this comparison. This is a 2009 market and the final capitulation, and then the range that I'm talking about. So this actually goes to what I was telling you in the beginning about a certain market structure, or certain attributes that we have to see at the bottom. And here it is right here. And here is what he is proposing as current. This last leg was the capitulation, and then we're entering into this consolidation. Again, we're all people who have been around bear markets, guys. We recognize this. We don't FOMO on this that we have now, because we know that there's a certain structure that usually is put in this market and in other markets before we see a move to the upside. So I think this is a great comparison. Wow. Now, there is one thing that I had mentioned before I pull this up, that there's something that Bitcoin's in uncharted waters. And here it is. Here's my response to him. Here's my response. And then you guys can you got a lot of responses on this. A lot of people like that. Yeah, when you post bull, you get that engagement. You definitely get that engagement. You know what? I'm going to have to go over to mine and look it up here. So let me go over to my profile here, and here it is. Here it is. Can you see that?
Yep.
Okay. Perfect. So here's where Bitcoin has been in uncharted waters. Bitcoin was...
That's S&P.
Yes, that's the S&P. And this is what I'm going to touch on. When Bitcoin was put out, guys, at the very first day, it was put out after the recession. And they invented it. Satoshi Nakamoto invented it for one reason, guys, to become a hedge. That was the plan, to become a hedge to inflation, to recession. Bitcoin hasn't done that yet. It's failed to do that as of now. I'm not saying it's not, but it hasn't yet. But here's the thing, guys. Bitcoin came out during this run. So as you've seen, I think more than ever this past year, 2022, we've seen the very tight correlation that Bitcoin has with broader markets. We all recognize it. Broader markets have been on a bull run since up until last year. And then 2023, we've been on a downtrend, and Bitcoin has been on a downtrend. So if the S&P continues to be on a downtrend, this is where Bitcoin is an uncharted waters. Do we think, or do we believe that Bitcoin is going to decouple from broader markets? It hasn't yet. It's proven to be right on the money with broader markets. As a matter of fact, it's been performing worse than broader markets as of late, with all the stuff going on with FTX. Because normally when broader markets pump, Bitcoin pumps. And when we had this whole FTX thing, it really put a lot of damper into the price action, to momentum, where broader markets did actually have a nice October, and we didn't. October, November, we didn't. We felt all that weight from FTX. So if this continues, and many economists believe that we haven't seen the bottom of broader markets. So if we haven't seen the bottom of broader markets, do you believe that Bitcoin is different this time? One of the things that I notice on Twitter a lot is when S&P is setting itself up to go up, people get excited. They love the correlation. They're like, all right, guys, the broader market is going to print in some green. Futures look good. Bitcoin should look good. But they never mention when broader markets are going to go down. That they don't want to believe. No. It's decoupling that day. It's not going to bring it down. You can't pick and choose when you want to pay attention to the data. You have to stay consistent, because if not, it's just chaos. You'll never know really what to follow. So this year is going to be a test for Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Can Bitcoin break out, or does it continue to come down? Now, if the broader markets do break out, I do believe that it can very well bring Bitcoin with it. And maybe there is some sort of bottom, but that hasn't happened. It's all speculation. I'm not an economist, guys. I don't follow broader markets, and I don't know. I'm not as smart as these guys, but I do like listen to people that are a lot smarter than me. And almost everyone that I listen to that has been in this space for 20, 30 plus years, they say we haven't felt the true pain of all the rate hikes that we've had in 2022. That is lagging. The market lags on that. So based on that information and based on what I'm hearing, besides these little relief rallies that we get, and we continue to put in lower highs and lower highs and lower highs, and if they're correct, and they've been doing this for 20 plus years, and they know what they're talking about a lot more than I do, I can't go against that. I can't say, no. I've been in Bitcoin for 6 years. I know more than you. Bitcoin doesn't follow that. I can't. I have no leg to stand on. I have no data to prove that. All I have is data that says Bitcoin has gone up with the markets, and when the markets have been down, Bitcoin has come right down with it. When we've had retracements before in 2018, guys, market was also coming down. Right here, look. See this retracement right here, guys? S&P right at the left of the chart. This was when Bitcoin was going down. So Bitcoin has been following broader market very, very closely. So I didn't get a comment from Income Sharks on this. He doesn't like commenting when I talk about bear. He'll love it when I talk about bull. We're always going at it. Me and him are always going at it. But again, it's all out of fun. Total respect for him. But it's something to keep. It's something to keep in the forefront of your mind. I'm not trying to squash anybody's hopium. I'm just trying to give you a realistic outlook of why I think what I think, and I can be proven wrong at any time. And when I am, I can get into the market. I'll go into the market. The market has yet to prove to me that it has bottomed out because of what I talked about earlier. So when that time comes, I'll be more than happy to jump in with you guys. But you know what, guys? I don't want to make the mistake I did here, guys. And again, we all go through it. We all been there before. I don't want to make the mistake of thinking like I did here. 99% of crypto, this was the bottom. You couldn't tell anyone that this wasn't the bottom. They don't want to hear it. And when you get caught in this, and when you get caught in here holding 60, 70% underwater bags, it puts your resolve to the test. And I remember that gut feeling like I should have listened. I should have listened to those few people that said, no, it doesn't fit the profile yet. And when you live through that, hopefully you're able to keep that in your mind for future bear markets. And now we're here. So I'm holding on to that anger, to that regret, to that resentment that I had for myself for jumping in too early. And I don't want to make the same mistake. I'm not in a hurry. If I jump into Bitcoin here at 25,000, do you think I'll make money? I think I will. I think we're going to go to 250 or above. At 250,000, I do a 10x. I do a 10x at 25,000. I'm not in a hurry. Did you get a better price than me here? Yeah, you did. Congratulations. That's great. We're all going to be high-fiving each other regardless of where we went into the market in a couple of years from now.
But let's just agree also that we're not trying to scare anybody in here.
No,
basically.
Not at all.
And we're not just basically telling you here that, crypto is going to zero and it's over. Like I'm personally, more of a level to level trader. I don't like looking at and I actually used to back for a long time when I did my analysis, I never looked at very high time frames. I hated looking at anything more than current couple of days in a range, because it's just impossible. It's just that sort of a pressure where you add to yourself. There can be so many different outcomes. And personally, I do feel we are certainly at a different altogether. There's been so many new things that have been happening in the market. No other previous bull market had a double top like we've had it here. There's just a lot of new things happening all around, like that we might be seeing that shift. We might be seeing that decoupling of crypto from the S&P, but obviously it's not. It's going to be a while before it's confirmed. You also have to understand that there are different types of traders, and there are investors, there are scalpers, there are swing traders. Whatever way you approach it, it's all down to your risk management. So when BC is talking about right now of, oh, look at this, it could totally go lower, it's not to dishearten anybody. It's just to maybe get to the people that have this style of trading, and just to have you understand what you might be looking at. And if you are in it for a long time, if you're investing for years and years to come, these are the scenarios you have to take into consideration.
Absolutely. It's just basically giving you some insight on how I see the market. And if it doesn't play out the way you think, and it plays out the way I think, or vice versa, at least in your mind, what I'm hoping that you do is that you don't panic. Because that's what all this is designed for, guys. If you have a plan ahead of time, when your plan gets away from you, and you should have a scenario for both sides. So if it gets away from you, if you think this is the bottom and it goes up and it doesn't, and it hits 886, will you panic? I'm hoping you won't, because you're going to be thinking, oh, I remember that crazy guy talking about 886. Oh, we're here. What did he say? He said this is usually around the area where we bought it, not in the past. So I shouldn't panic and I shouldn't sell. And here's why I bring this up, guys. The majority of the people that will give up are usually between 40 and 60% below water. They say, no, that's it. I'm done. I got to cut my losses. Everyone says they're long-term investors until they're on the water for 40%. When they're in the water, they no longer become long-term investors. They just leave. And I don't want you to do that.
New ways of making money, and actually, they don't see the potential, and it's very, very sad.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, I really, truly, I would not be here if I didn't think that Bitcoin it does not get greater and greater every cycle. And I think we're really going to hit that. We talked about it a few shows back. So if you guys have been catching up, you guys saw the data for it. Based on the fib and extensions, 240,000 seems a very, based on the fibs, it seems a very logical area, and it can go even higher. But at least just based on the data, based on the TA, using fib extensions that are, have been really accurate in the past, I can see that happening. I want to make sure that everybody maximizes that. The last thing I want you to do is go on the water, sell it on the water 40% because you think you're going to buy it even lower, and then it doesn't go any lower and it just shoots up. And now you're trying to utilize this whole time to make up the bag you lost instead of taking the opportunity. I don't want you to take this price action going back up as a way to make up your loss. I want you to make money here. You're not making money if you're breaking even. So I just want to make sure you have a realistic expectation of what to expect and listen to both scenarios. What happens with your money, guys, doesn't affect me at all. Not at all. Me and Marta are not charging for any of this information. We're just helping you to see it a different way so that you have both sides of the story, and you can make the decision if you wanted to go ahead and buy it now or buy it later and look at the different possibilities so that you can ultimately make the right decision that's right for you. You and I are very different. You may not have the time to sit in front of the chart like I do, 8 hours a day. You have a regular job, you have kids, you got a lot of responsibilities. So you're more of a swing trader. Swing trader, guys, you can literally buy now and put yourself on a payment plan. Every week I'm going to buy X amount of dollars. You're going to be okay. I'm more of a day trader. So I'm talking about more, and not only do I trade inside of these markets, I'm also thinking about these markets because there's two different scenarios, two different bags that I hold on long-term funds and short-term funds. When we hit the bottom that I believe where I start going in, it doesn't mean I'm in and then that's it. I'm done trading. No, that's my bag that I'm going to write up. Now I have a plan for this bag. This bag makes me money every day. This bag is going to make me money for the next 2 years as it goes up. So there's different levels of how I invest and how I trade. And we want to just help you along with that. And that's what we're here for, guys. So if you need to ask us something, you want to pick our brains, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, you're very quiet today in the chat. So come on, guys. Give us some of your thoughts or questions. Maybe anything you've watched before and you would like to review again and touch base on what myself and BC have talked before. Go on. We're here for this.
Let me give you a short term. Because I know everybody wants to know what's going on right now, and I haven't talked about about the now and then. So this is a quick setup of what I'm looking at for right now. What I'm looking at right now is we've pretty much hit the target inside of the red box. So originally my target was this green line. So I had posted this on my Telegram. Then a little bit later I updated that and I introduced this red box because as I'm looking in the Hyblock Capital a site and I'm looking at the liquidation of the liquidations coming up, the short liquidations coming up, the amount of contracts that pop up, we were stalling here. So what happens is people try to outsmart the market. They say, okay, it's obvious we're going to fall. There's no way we're going to go higher. And they start piling up. They come and knock that out. So based on that information, I put this box here and look, we went beautifully right into that box and now we're starting to pull back. However, even though we're pulling back, we're taking this opportunity to add to our positions because I think that I'm hoping that we continue. It's difficult to know if we're going to continue or not. Nobody really knows that. All we know is that every time that we do have some sort of rally, we give it all back and we don't follow through. So I'm hoping that if this is a continuous rally, we have a little bit more of a push to the upside. These are some of the targets that I'm looking at. I'm looking at this target here being the top of the resistance of this range here, this being a secondary and this being a third where you have the majority of the cluster of resistance, which should now be support. I'm not the type of trader that likes to get just one target and try to guess that one target. I'll scale in. Look, this is about $100 difference in here. I'll scale in. I might have to adjust it depending on how much higher this goes. But for the most part, I'm looking for us to, the first thing I'm looking for us is to back test this 300 EMA. I think if this one doesn't fail, then more than likely we're going to hit these bottom targets. I don't see us bouncing from this 300 EMA for such a big impulse that we've had. And remember, this is the 4-hour time frame. So this has been going on since yesterday morning, I think it was. Yesterday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, my time. And so I'm thinking as I normally see a retracement, these are the areas of interest for me for a continuation. Now, continuation can get us, wow, I mean, there's a lot of targets still to the upside. I have to really do my TA on that. But for right now, that I've done this morning, today, this is my play for right now. I want to add to my positions in here. And this will get invalidated if we find support and we consolidate on the 300 EMA and we cool down the oscillators, because all the oscillators on all the time frames are overextended already. So that's usually a marker for us day traders, that we pay attention to that. And when every single oscillator is overbought, we know that becomes a very big catalyst for a retracement. It puts a lot of pressure, a lot of sell pressure. So we're going to see how that plays out. It doesn't mean there's two ways that you reset an oscillator, guys. The first one is the easiest one, the fastest one is to come down. That's the easiest one. The hardest one is when it doesn't come all the way down and it just goes sideways. That's the hardest one because that's the one that people don't expect and they get impatient. But if you allow this, if this consolidates, resets the oscillators, I'll cancel these. I'll cancel these orders and I'll market buy. I'm fine with that. I'm here to make money. I'm not here to be right. Let's go. Let's go ahead and take off. But I have to wait level by level. I have to wait to see if this level hits, this one, and I scale in. If only 2 of my levels hit, you know what I do, guys? And we're going back up, I cancel this order and I market buy. No big deal. I'm not worried about it. I'm not going to be upset that I didn't get it exactly all 3 targets. I'm here to make money. I can make money if I'm trying to prove myself right.
There's a question here if we can chart Gala. If you want to give us your thoughts on it, I might then show you what I see myself if I see something else.
Gala is over. I just did Gala for my team. We're just talking about that because everyone is at 229% so far.
Oh, it did amazing, and I actually got into the trade and
awesome
left too soon. But I made money on. I got into what's the other one? Band. That did an amazing move as well, and I was very happy with it.
Yeah, and see, here's a perfect example, Marta, and you and I have seen this many times. People are requesting coins that have done this. They don't request coins when they're down here. They don't care about it when it's down here. They only care when it's like this. And unfortunately, guys, this is the problem. Now you're interested in this. You weren't interested here, but now you're interested here. And this is the wrong time. That's the wrong mentality to have. So you want to make sure that you find coins that have not done this. And if they have, put them away a little bit. Just put them away, put some orders, put some alerts down here. When it comes back down, you're in. If it takes off and never comes back down, well, you missed it. There's over 20,000 coins, many other setups that you can still take. But in this particular one, guys, you're early. Look, you want to know what Gala has really done? Let me show you this. This is what Gala has really done. That's it. That's it. You haven't missed anything. You haven't missed a single thing, guys. There's still plenty of room. Now the question is,
I mean, at the same time, I have to kind of sympathize in a way. I suppose maybe that might be not the correct word here, but we've been in the downtrend for so long. It's been what, a year since we have about that. Then the side chop, obviously it's just natural for people to get excited and seek for entries to, and I know Gala is one of actually very solid projects. I would be definitely looking into doing DYOR into this and, planning for future. So yeah, I think it's obviously normal to go and look at this right now when it has moved, because it's a good sign, it's a healthy sign that it actually moved and it made an amazing but you'll definitely have to wait to re-enter.
Absolutely. This is on my list to buy. This one's on my list to buy. And look, guys, have we done anything new with this coin?
Ron, before sorry, BC, because Ron is telling me that he has a trade open. Without even me showing you my chart, I would like you to have a look yourself at the RSI on the daily. And if you have a look at that and tell me what do you think based on RSI on the daily, should you close that trade or not? If you've made already 200% of this and you haven't taken profit at this point yet, I leave the rest to you. Just make those conclusions yourself, because when you look at our RSI on the daily, just pay yourself. I always say this is my mantra. You're here to make money. Don't let the market take it off you. I'm not telling you to close it all. I'm not telling you to not keep it open. It's your decision. But yeah, like BC, what do you think?
Okay, and look at one of the things, guys. If you don't know anything about TA, there's certain things that you should at least pay attention to. Write that on a piece of paper and just put it on the side of your computer. And here's one of them. Here's the most important one of them. RSI. If you see RSI overbought on the daily, the 12-hour, the 4-hour, the 2-hour, the hourly, every time frame, that's a good chance that we're going to see a retracement coming back down. That's almost a foolproof that it's going to come. I haven't seen the weekly though. The weekly still has plenty of room, but daily and back all oversold. We're going to see some sort of pullback. Continuation. That is impossible to know because there's so many things that could move a coin that is out of our control. Besides TA, there's also MA. I know because I like this project and my team likes this project. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background. There's a lot of shilling going on by the developers and their Discord and new announcements coming out. Gala's getting into the movie business as well. So there's a lot of stuff I know about this coin. I don't normally do research, but this is one strong project that, believe you me, I am going into this. But I have a rule. I got to stick to my rule. Like I told you, if not, it's chaos. My rule is I buy alts, not right away. And me and Marta had a really good show. If you go to her profile on YouTube and you look at about 4 shows ago, we went through the top 10 previous alts and we showed you every single alt without fail. When it hits the bottom, we don't know when that is, but when it hits the bottom, 4 or 5 months later, it will test that. It will back test it and you'll get a second chance. Every single coin does that. So let's just say for argument's sake, this is the bottom. This is the bottom. Well, guess what, guys? That's great because I know that this is the bottom. And guess what's going to happen? We're going to come back and revisit that at some point. That's when I get in. I don't get in. I don't try to guess what the bottom on alts are going to be. I don't care about it. I care about Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'm going to make my money in between that. When these coins come back and back test the bottom, that's when I go in. That's when I'm interested. And this coin is going to be one of those that I'm really going to be buying. Now, here's something else, Ron, that I want you to consider doing. I don't know what your profile. I don't know what your profit is on this, but if you're over 100%,
yeah, he's over 200%. I would recommend. And this is definitely something I feel we have to talk about right now. And it's absolutely not personal here. We're here to talk about teaching moments.
Listen, I would recommend you do this.
We're here to make money.
Yep, exactly. If you put $1,000 into this, Ron, and you've already doubled your money, sell half of it. Just sell half. Get your initial capital back and keep a free bag of Gala. You got nothing to lose. Think about how powerful that is. You bought the original bag that you bought, you have it. It's there. It goes back down, guess what? You don't lose a single thing. You can put that chart away. You can put that chart away and see if Gala can do $2, $3.
Guys,
and it didn't cost you a single thing.
I'll show you something actually that happened to me today with my trades. But this is exactly what is going to happen to most of you during the bull market. Greed is going to talk to you all the time. It's going to take over. And right now, what you see is, of course, looking at your bag and closing at the highest possible level with the highest amount of return.
That's a fool's game. That
is impossible to do. It's impossible to buy the exact bottom and sell it at exact top. Profit is profit. This is what you have to drill yourself. And if I can share you my chart for a second there.
Let me stop sharing. There we go.
So hold on a second. Screen share. Hold on, guys. I need to move my screen around. I had 2 trades open. I was kicked out of the one of them, which was, by the way, Gala. I was in Gala and hit my stop loss, and then I said, you know what? No, I'm not going to. Sorry, guys, because I need to minimize this. There we go. So I have the Gala chart open. I can't remember at what level, at what point. I hope you can see it here. I think you can. So this is.
I don't see it. I don't see it.
Can you see it now?
Nope.
Damn it. Okay, maybe I'm sharing the wrong screen. I'm sharing. I can see it on YouTube.
Okay, I don't see it on Zoom. Normally, when you share your screen, I can see it on Zoom.
Sorry, you won't be able to see it on Zoom.
Okay, that's okay.
The guys will be able to see it on. Fuck it. Okay. I really want you to see it. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here, guys. Apologies. Boomer moment. But look, you're gonna get it if you have a Gala chart open, BC. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Anyway, so we've had this channel. It just literally hit off the middle of the channel. The rest is history, right? I think I'm just gonna go down to a 4-hour here for you. It was today around, I think it was around noonish. I didn't get in very low. I think it was in around 3 cent one. And I was, just around here about, I think you can see it, guys, on the screen here. So you can see the line. You had this line here as a support. We were already in this bullish movement. It was already printing, right? So I wasn't going risking and thinking, this has already made a quite significant move. So I was being very, very cautious on it with my targets, with my, sorry, I'm trying to find you. So this has moved just even from this retest here, up here to about my entry point, already 74%. And even just from around this level here where it just printed again, it was a lovely 31%. I entered that trade. I think, feck it. Anyway, I'm going to show you the one I actually, this is the one my stop loss hit. And I was actually talking to another friend who was in this same trade, and he was, look, there's no point. He was going to sleep. He's in America. I was only starting my day. And we were talking about this, and he goes, I'm not going to bother. And I was in another trade as well, which was going well. And I said, you know what? No, let's take it slow. And what happened was my stop loss hit, and I didn't bother getting in. What did Gala do? Gala made another 50% since. Do you think I'm sitting here right now and pulling my hairs out thinking, why did you not keep that trade open? Oh my God, you fool. You would have made so much money. You would have made an epic trade. No. First of all, I kept my my risk management to my style. I wasn't going to be risking crazy money already after the move that was already made on Gala. I wasn't also going to give the money back to the market. Another trade that I was in was banned. And guys, let me quickly show you. BC, if you want to open band, I promise I'll have this figured out next time so you can see my chart.
Okay, no worries. Well. No, I'm looking on my phone. I see your chart.
I had it figured out before. Sorry, guys. But I was in band, and I actually entered band in around.
I see it here.
I actually had let me quickly check what entry I had on band, because I shared that trade. So I entered at around late enough as well, but look, guys, the market was moving. So I was in around, actually not too bad, 152. And my target was 164. I was scalping. I was on 5x. I love my scalps. And that was my target. What did Gala do after my target hit? It went all the way to 168. And I think some exchanges went even higher than that. Do you think, again, I'm sitting here and crying over the fact that it made another nearly 3% from where I paid myself, and pulling my hairs out and thinking, oh my God, why didn't I keep that trade open? Why didn't I make more money? Profit is profit. Please, please, guys, drill it to your heads. And I can stop sharing now. BC, if you want to take off my, I hope you can see. No second.
Yep, I can see it.
No, I need to stop
I can
the sharing.
see yours now.
You can see my screen now, guys.
Yes.
Marta, honestly, is just look. It's after Christmas.
Yeah, this BAN is going to be a great trade. BAN's going to be, I think, BAN is going to be a great possibility. You know, again, guys, we also don't know what's in store for these technologies, these projects. And again, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just trying to show you the other side of the coin, because everyone had the same belief. In 2017, if you look at the list of all those projects that went down when the market reversed and we went bare, all those projects, everyone was convinced that they were all going to go back up to all-time high. Most of them, more than 99% of them, did not go back to all-time high. Think about that. Most of them did not. Same thing is going to happen this time. And the only reason, it's not because your project was bad. It has nothing to do with your project. It has to do with technology. What is technology? Technology advances. It gets better, faster, and cheaper. That's a cause and effect of what technology is. It just gets better. And while we're sitting here looking at the bear market, there are people that were dissecting this when this was doing this. In here, when they saw the potential of how much money this project made, there's companies out there, just like you see knockoff, the Chinese knockoff or whatever product you like is always a Chinese knockoff, because when it's hot, smarter people than us will get into a room and say, we've got a maximum. How do we get in front of $2 billion? How can we make this better? They go to the source code. They got people a lot smarter than us looking at the source code. Can we make this faster and cheaper than they can? And if they can come up with a plan that does that, they're going to come and compete with this. And you know how it is, guys. People always go for the newer and shiny things. They don't really, only the hardcore people that were here on the previous market will stick to this. The new people coming in, guys, a new wave that's going to take us to $10 trillion. They've never heard of BAN, but you know what they have heard of? BAN 2.0 version. They hear of that one, and they're going to hear all the bells and whistles on that one. And that's the one they're going to be focusing on. And again, I'm not saying that this isn't going to go to all-time high. It's just that history tells us that it isn't always the case. So if you put yourself in front of it and you put yourself in a plan that you can say, okay, I got Gala or BAN or whatever it is, I got a free bag, risk-free. I'm going to let this ride. If it goes to all-time high or higher, great. I made out like a bandit. But if it doesn't, that position that I opened Gala with, it's still in my pocket. I'm going to go ahead and go after this company. And now I'm going to hedge myself. I'm going to hedge myself with Gala and with Gala 2.0. Because believe me, guys, there's going to be another company out there that's going, and they're going to tell you what it is too. They're going to tell you, we're better than Gala. You know right away that they're comparing themselves to Gala. Why? Because they built something that's just like Gala, that they believe it's faster and cheaper and better. So you now have a free position and you ride both of them. Why not? You don't have to marry this. You're not. Yeah, you're diversifying, and we'll see which one does better. Let the projects prove themselves to you. You don't have nothing to prove to the project. Always keep that in mind. People will die with the coin going down because they feel like they have to prove something to the project. It's the other way around. It's your money. You make them prove it to you. Why should I invest in you? Prove it. And if they're wrong, how does that affect your bottom dollar? If you've taken your free position, you've taken your initial capital back, guess what? If they're wrong, it doesn't affect you at all. It didn't cost you a single penny. But unfortunately, that's not the approach that most people take. They have the approach of what Marta said earlier. They get too greedy and they write it back down.
It is a skill, I think, in general, and it does take time. And don't get me wrong, I also get into FOMO, and I also get into. We all do. It's just normal, natural. It's just how you decide to deal with this side of emotion and what you tell yourself about that emotion and how you act after it. With this sort of market is still in the downtrend. We don't great to see those moves, great to see the volatility after all the downtrend and all this snooze. But pay yourself. Don't let the market take away that hard-earned money. Guys, crypto is the easiest, hardest way to make money. Why is it the simplest? Because look how fast it moves. And look how actually, in retrospective, it was easy to buy that bottom. But did you sell the top? And did you actually take that money? So this is why you need to look at it and tell yourself, I've made money. I paid myself. Who cares what happens next? I'm going to get another opportunity to get into this market again. So what if you get higher? It's your P&L that matters. It's your pocket that matters. It's not actually the price that it is right now. It's how much the price moved and what you did with that profit. So drill it into your head, guys. Pay yourself. And mantra that MartaVerse keeps repeating is that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I agree. Well, that's pretty much all I got for today, Marta. I just want to kind of get people's, just talk about, don't overanalyze it. It's really simple. If you miss one coin, there's going to be 1,000 galas out there, 1,000 moves out there. We have plenty of time. And like me, I miss gala. I want gala. I did the research. I want it. I missed this move. Guess what? I know that history tells me that I'm going to have another chance. And guys, I'm going to get into gala. No big deal. I'm not in a rush. It's not like I'm not making money. I'm still making money on a daily basis. Well, not on a daily basis because the market doesn't move fast enough, but at least on a weekly basis, I get to put money in my pocket.
If you have any more comments or any more questions, we're here for another few minutes. If you have any feedback or any proposals for future streams, anything that you would like us to cover, we'll be very, very happy for you to do this. How long do you guys think this pump will last?
Rocket, that's really tough. That's a tough question because like I mentioned before, every pump that we've had has no follow through. It's impossible to answer that question. Nobody knows it. Anybody telling you on Twitter how long it's going to last, they are guessing. And I don't like to do that. I'm playing, hoping I got targets so I can reload and go back up. I'm planning for it to go back up. But guess what? We break here, I'm out. It is invalidated. All the work that I did gets completely invalidated. That's the name of the game.
This week, I know this obviously, I'm not an expert again in terms of, same as BC was saying, I'm not an economist. I don't do finances in this sense whatsoever. I'm a pure trader. I love just the moves up and down, bouncing off ideas of other traders, learning from their perspectives, etc., etc. I'm not going to be pretending I know what I'm talking about when it comes to economy and all the finances in the world. Mm-hmm. And I know there's obviously a lot of noise being made, and it has been proven that CPI market reacts to it recently because we have been in the bear market and there was nothing else happening. So this is what everybody is paying attention to, and it does have an effect on what market is doing. So I don't know. Let's wait till Thursday. Let's see the news, and then we can, guys, decide. I am not predicting anything here.
Yeah, on my Telegram, I talked about that today, that everybody needs to be very mindful. I put that on Twitter too about CPI numbers. I did the study last month. Okay. And what I did, all you have to do is Google CPI numbers, CPI date releases on Google for 2022. It'll give you all of them. Then open up the daily chart, not the weekly chart. It does not have enough data. It's a little confusing. Go to the daily chart and match the date to the release and then look back a week or 2 weeks. And you're going to notice every single release of CPI numbers in 2022 acted as a pivot. So if we were in an uptrend up to the date of the release, we went down, and vice versa. If we were going down into the CPI, it was a catalyst to go up. So that's what's happened in the past. I can't say it's going to happen this time, but if that's what's happened in the past, I'm going to play very close to the vest. Before the release is out, guys, I'm getting out of my positions, and I'm gonna advise people to do the same. Let all the noise happen. Let's see where we settle, and I'll get back in. No big deal. There's no rush. There is no rush at all. Even if I go back at 2-3% higher, that's okay. What's 2-3%? No big deal. If there's a trade to be made, there's a trade to be made. when the opportunity is there. I don't have to force it. I don't have to risk my money. I made my profit. I do believe that we're going to go up into that CPI number. So far, so good. It's happening. So I guess we could give you a date, Rocket Morty. Just be conscientious of Thursday, and that may be the target. Some people are saying that if the CPI comes in below 6.7, that it's a continuation. Great. That's awesome. But guess what? I'm still going to be out of the market. I don't care. I'm going to be out of the market because I've already learned from previous CPI releases, the data releases, that it can get really volatile. And I've actually lost some money trying to bet against the market during those times. And I don't want to do that again. Why? What for? I'm going to get out, let the dust settle and go back in.
What I always say as well is when it comes to trading, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are the best days. Monday has the range, which usually just you need to give it time to play out, and you can plan your trades. That's usually the gist of it, right? So keeping that in mind, just on the daily, RSI currently is at around, sorry, I need to check my...
we're over on the daily. We are
about 63.5, let's say. That there's still room on the daily to keep going higher, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
If I was to guess, for the next couple of days till Thursday, there is a possibility we'll keep going a little bit higher. We might even go up to about 17,800. But what will happen next is anybody's guess. CPI comes out on Thursday, and the market will either react in a bullish or a bearish way. My next target for bullish market for continuation is in around 18,700, all the way up to the top of that box, which is just around 19,300. Just because this is where I see a lot of money, liquidity, and just that pull that could be tapped. Level to level, that's how I see it. That's how I would be playing this market. If on Thursday market decides to turn, we'll obviously be probably reclaiming. We're going to be retracing the entire bullish move, possibly.
And I'd rather be out. In case that happens, I'll get out. If we continue, guys, we don't just go 10, 20%. No, we back test, we settle down, and then we go. If the structure, if the upward momentum, the upward structure stays intact after Thursday, I'll get back in once the dust settled. If it breaks down like it has in the previous, it's going to be obvious, and I don't get back in. I wait till the dust settles. Give me some bullish market structure on the low time frames,
exactly,
and I'll get in.
And strength. Like the market, if it's to move up, it has to get proper bottom. It has to give you the structure and strength. Then you'll see it on the charts. It's going to look well better than it looked for the last couple of weeks and months, definitely.
Absolutely. All right, Marta, that's pretty much all I got.
Right. I think, guys, we're going to try and meet next week again.
Sure.
Again, in the description, you'll find BC's referral links for the exchange he uses. If you are enjoying what we're doing, please feel free to join his exchange. That's how he can show us gratitude. Anybody who is following me, please follow me also on Telegram. That's where I put the most quality content. I find Twitter lately being just a little bit of a pain, and I feel the good content is getting lost. So if you want to be on top of good juicy stuff, it's Telegram where I share most of it.
Hey Marta, you know what I found over the weekend, because I had to leave I had to leave, and I found this app. It's an amazing app. Do you like audiobooks?
If I have time for them, I do.
Well, I found an app called Heerie, Heerie, and it's audiobooks, but instead of audiobooks, it's audio movies. So you have the actual movie playing and you get to hear it. And it's so much more powerful than books because you can hear all the different characters, the sounds, just like if you're in a movie. And if you enjoy listening to books, guys, because I like listening when I need to de-stress, I play video games, or I put on my headphones and listen to audiobooks so I can forget about the charts for a little bit, kind of decompose, de-stress, and then get back into it. I suggest everybody try it once. At first, the concept was kind of like, I don't know about that. I'm hooked. I am hooked. So I will say, so if you guys can, I put a post on it on Twitter. If you guys can check it out, go to my profile and look at and try it out. I think you'll love it. I think you would absolutely love that concept.
Yeah, definitely we'll have to try it.
All right.
Please.
Well, thank you so much, Marta, for everything. I appreciate you having me on the show.
Thanks for coming. I really appreciate you as well, PC. Guys, please keep commenting, keep giving us feedback, keep keeping the charts alive, chats alive, our comments alive, and we'll be very, very happy to cover your ideas and your feedback in the next coming up streams. So thank you very much once again, and we'll see you hopefully next week.
Yes.
No.